Budget of last year announced accelerated capital allowances for the construction of slurry storage facilities and associated works. Capital allowances incurred in the construction of slurry storage facilities can now be written off over 2 years. There will be an attractive tax benefit in some situations for this scheme. Apart from the collecting yard, all the other options of slurry storage, they must be covered. So the perma stores which we supply, if you want to qualify for this scheme, you must also put a cover on the perma store. The same with the net silos which we supply. The net silo has to be covered, and lagoons also qualify in this scheme. But again, the lagoons must be covered. So it's something worth considering. The lab-grown slurry bags will be included in this scheme for the accelerated tax write-off, because by default they are covered anyway. And on a different matter then, just for people that may be interested in buying the lab-grown slurry bags, the price of the slurry bags are going up by 8% from the 1st of March this year, approximately 8%. We haven't got a full price list yet, but lab-grown have indicated to us that the prices will be going up. Other items that are also covered in this accelerated capital allowance scheme are automatic scrapers. Now, they must be the scrapers that are pulled by a chain or a rope. The actual robotic scrapers are not included in the scheme. So maybe if you have a scraper that's 10-15 years old and starts to give you a hard time this winter, it might be something worth considering to replace it. We don't sell scrapers now, but so any of these investments, just because there's a tax benefit for them, that's not a justifiable reason ever to invest in something. But if the scraper is coming towards the end of its life, this might be an extra incentive to replace it. Slurry aeration is included in the scheme, and again, we supply slurry aeration systems. And again, I would say I would not encourage anyone to buy a slurry aeration system if the main reason is to reduce a tax bill. There is plenty of good reasons to invest in slurry aeration. You would have I suppose number one, it would be from a safety point of view. Aeration is a very safe way to agitate slurry for both humans and for the animals. The second thing I would say, there's big labour savings by having an aeration system. Obviously the system is totally automated, but probably the biggest payback with slurry aeration system is that you have a slurry that is always ready to spread. Now, I would say there's not much point in having slurry always ready to spread if you only spread 2 days a year or 2 times a year. But I think now a lot of people are seeing the value of slurry more, and using slurry more, I suppose, more prudently to reduce their fertilizer usage. So a lot of slurry is being spread lightly and more often. So it's a big benefit that if you can just pull up your vacuum tank once a week or twice a week and take out a few loads of slurry and spread a light coating on ground and not have to do any agitating. So I would say that is the real payback with slurry aeration. Another thing about as well now when we are talking about slurry aeration is if you're comparing different systems of slurry aeration, the one figure that I would always focus on, apart from the price of it, is like you're buying a system to pump air through the slurry. So the obvious question I would always ask is, how much air is one system pumping through the slurry versus another supplier's system? And when we supply a quotation for the slurry system, we will always put down on that quotation how many cubic meters of air is being supplied per square meter of your tank. And to me that's the most relevant figure, probably apart from maybe from the cost. So one should always compare that. And another thing is, well, of course, obviously with slurry aeration you have a running cost, a daily running cost, and it can't be overlooked. On our quotation it will say how many minutes a day that blower is going to run for. So you can calculate, because you know the cost of what you're paying for night rate electricity in daytime. But anyway, you can then calculate that if that's going to be running for 1 hour or 2 hours a day, how much electricity that is using. So these are important points to consider when you're buying an aeration system. But anyway, that's just we'll have a lot more details on the slurry systems going forward, because we're still waiting on this new TANS scheme that's to be announced in the next month, we are expecting, and there should be a lot of developments with that. But we'll keep you updated anyway as things happen.